Hello, mindful friends. Today I'm going to share with you a poem by Rilke that I heard at the end of the movie Jojo Rabbit that says, "Let everything happen to you, beauty and terror. Just keep going. No feeling is forever." What a mindful poem this is on so many levels. On the one hand, it's saying, bring acceptance and presence to everything that happens in life. The good and the bad, the difficult, the struggles, the suffering, the joys, the beauty, the terror, that all of this forms this miraculous experience of life. That there's nothing we should be saying we need to exclude from the experience of life. It's all a part of it, which is a big part of the same teaching, no mud, no lotus. We've talked about that before, of life cannot be only flowers, because then there would be nothing for the flowers to grow in. But lotus flowers grow in mud. Other flowers thrive with the compost, the decaying, the rotting in the earth that returns into nutrients, and it makes these beautiful creations that we can enjoy. But if that wasn't there, if there was not that process of decay, there was not the mud, there would not be the flower. So it would not be present there, and we also could not enjoy it as much. So it's talking about this balance, let everything in, experience everything, the beauty and the terror. And don't disconnect, don't try to push one away, saying this is not good, this is not how it should be, this is not the experience of life. But let it in and work with it. See it as a part of life. Do what you can with it. Show up intentionally for it. And then the second part of the poem is what helps us to be able to do this while still carrying kind of hope and a little bit of peace. Is it saying that no feeling lasts forever? So this is the impermanence of all things that mindfulness teaches. That everything comes and goes in life. The biggest teaching in that, and the biggest truth in that, is that all of life comes and goes. Nothing lasts forever. We don't last forever. We get this moment, this little blip in the whole scheme of the history of this earth, to be here, to experience it, to be a part of it. And how are we going to use that? Really embracing the impermanence and saying, whatever comes, this is my gift here on this earth. What am I going to do with it? And that ultimate impermanence, then we can see comes down into more moment-to-moment impermanence that says this experience I'm in right now, this moment in history, what's going on in the world, this is impermanence. This will not last forever. It will come and go, manifest and disappear and transform. And then it says, that kind of takes it down even further into our personal experience within those moments. So the feelings that we have inside, our internal states, our mental states, the thoughts that we have, those too are impermanent. They will not last forever. And this helps us to be a little more at peace and at ease with what's happening in our surroundings, so that we're not resisting so much the experience we're in, trying to push to the next one, control the outcome and what's going on so that it serves us better, it feels better. It's saying, let that go a little, go with the flow, and remember that this will not last forever. And so I thought this quote was so appropriate for right now in our lives, whatever we're going through. The political state, we know it's difficult. There's a lot of change happening. And in my life in general, I tend to be an idealist. You know, I want things to be better. I want things to be more peaceful and smooth, and I want us to be healthy. But sometimes that idealism, that pushing for the perfection, makes me miss some of the flowers that are growing from this mud, from this moment. It keeps me away from appreciating the miracle of life that exists in the beauty and the terror. That all together, you cannot just expect to have the good in any situation, at any time frame in life, in any presidency or any stage that we're going through as a country. It'll never be all good for everybody. And so there's that truth of life that says, take the balance and recognize that, let ease a little bit, that this will come and go. This too is impermanent. It might feel really deep right now, might feel really present, but remaining open and less resistant helps us to show up with intention to this moment and this experience, rather than closing off into our despair, all the negativity, and saying, oh my gosh, everything's going to, crap in a handbasket, there's nothing good left, la la la. All right, fine, it's happened before in history. It's gonna happen again. It's a part of the flow of life that there is beauty, there is terror. And, as Viktor Frankl says, the only thing that's really in your control, that gives you power through everything, is how you choose to show up for that, how you choose to be present for it. So if we take this poem into consideration and say, this is not going to last forever, I'm going to be present for, remain peaceful in, stay true to my intentions through each experience of life, the good and the bad, the hard, the difficult, the beautiful, the ugly. That allows me to keep that power that Viktor Frankl is talking about. Keep my own integrity, keep my own center, and reflecting on, if I feel that this is permanent and that there's no shift and it won't come and go, I grasp so tightly, I get so afraid. I think this is the end all be all, the determiner of the rest of our lives. And then I close off and I shut down in my negativity and I block the world out and I want to fight with it and I'm angry at it, right? Because it's not ideal right now. But what this poem is saying, what Viktor Frankl is saying, what mindfulness is saying, let a little bit of that go. Recognize the impermanence. Loosen, open your heart, open your mind so that you can show up intentionally with a little bit of peace and a little bit of confidence that this too will pass. This too is impermanent. And the only way to help it transition forward positively is for each of us to hold on to the light through it, to not just keep feeding the negative story, to get stuck there, but to remember Change is the only constant. Where do we want to change to? Where do we want to head towards? And what do we want to manifest through this experience? So that this impermanence, right, moves us further in the direction we want to go. We can remain positive. We can hold on to the light. We can be present for the difficult without sinking in and letting it become our entire world, our entire experience. Let it in, experience it, and remember the balance. There's beauty here too. There's always beauty. So what are you engaging with? What are you feeding? How do you want this impermanence to transition in the future? What do you want to cultivate with that? So I invite you this week, use this poem, use the teaching of Viktor Frankl to reflect on how you're relating to the state of your life, of our country, of the globe, and say, are you really trusting these teachings that there's impermanence, that life is always the balance of the good and the bad, and letting that bring you a little peace and helping you to show up very intentionally, holding and representing the energies you want to cultivate and see in life, and helping that move you forward through those stages of life, through that impermanence, through that transformation into the present that we really want to experience and live. If you enjoy these teachings and would like to join us for group sessions or individual coaching, you can find us at newleafmindfulness.com. You can find these teachings and many more in my 2 books, Living from the Heart and Healing Mindfully. You can buy those anywhere you buy your print or audio content. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I hope to see you all very soon.